Oh yeah. All right. We are going to chop up the inside of the bunny and see what we can find. So the first thing I did was to take the skin, the obliques, the lats, pulled those off. And from last time we took out the heart, I took out the lungs as well. So what we have left right here, this is the diaphragm, or the diaphragm as I like to say. This is the muscle that separates the abdominal cavity from the thoracic cavity. Inside of the abdominal cavity, you can see it's packed quite tightly inside. I'm going to give you a quick external view of what's going on, and then we will snip things out and show you what else is in there. First thing you notice is when you open him up, you see this big giant thing right there. That is his liver. And he's got lots of different lobes to the liver. So each one of these little chunks is a lobe. And tucked inside, there's another little lobe right there. He's got some he's got some serosa attaching everything together. So anytime I break through a little saran wrap piece, that's just part of the serosa. And let's see, where are you? Liver, gallbladder, where are you? There you are. Okay, so right here, this little bag, it's deflated because it's empty, but that little bag right there, that is the gallbladder. So what happens, the liver makes the bile. It goes down into this portion right here, which is called the duodenum. And then whatever is left over will stay here in the gallbladder until it's needed later. So it's a big green bag full of bile. Yum.
Tasty.
Right here, this big bag, that is the stomach. And it takes up the upper left quadrant of the abdomen. You can see there's some blood vessels going through there. It does a little curly Q around, and then right here is what's called the pylorus, or the pyloric sphincter, and that's the circular muscle that regulates the flow of food from the stomach into the small intestine. The first part of the small intestine is called the duodenum, which means 2 and 12, or 2 and 10, which means 12, and that's usually in humans the first 12 inches of our intestines. In bunny, it's a little smaller. From there, then it goes around to all this stuff, which is all the small intestine, which is made up of the jejunum and the ileum, which we will get to later. Now, if I grab the bunny's intestines, you can see there's this little saran wrap-like bag here. That is the mesentery. So remember we said the mesentery is a double layer tissue that goes over, around, and comes back through, and that contains blood vessels. You can see the yellow fat inside. It's really thin, really easy to break. And so this is what we do to try to separate the intestines. I'm going to pull out the intestines in a second in block, which means all in one giant piece. Over here on the side, if I pull this off to the side, you can see this bulb, this little ball right there. See how he's behind the tissue? So this is his kidney, and he is a retroperitoneal organ. Remember we said retroperitoneal means behind the tissue. So this is the peritoneum. This is a parietal peritoneum. And since the kidney is behind it, that makes it retroperitoneal. But I can very easily get it by just breaking open the bag.
Can you chop it in half?
I will chop it in half in just a little bit. And so there's his cutie little kidney attached to the, there's an artery and a vein and a nerve that goes in here. And then the ureter, which is the tube where the urine comes down, is right here. And that goes all the way down to his cutie little bladder, which is hiding right there. That is his bladder. So kidneys are paired organs, so that means he should have one on the other side as well. And ta-da, there he is. So there's the other organ. You can see it surrounded by a lot of visceral fat. Visceral just means guts or organs. So visceral fat just means fat around the organs. This weird looking job right there, that's his spleen. And his spleen is part of the circulatory system. It creates stores red blood cells, breaks down red blood cells, and it's also where white blood cells like to hang out until it's time to get to work when infection sets in. Let's see, what else can we find in here before I pull everything out? Oh, right over here, you can see how the texture is a little bit different, has these little wrinkles there. That's part of his large intestine. Man, this bunny is fragrant. It's burning my eyeballs. And so this is part of his large intestine, which goes all the way back down around here. The large intestine is attached to the back wall of the abdominal cavity through some more parietal peritoneum. So we're going to just break some of that. And at the very end, we are going to snip his little rectum wide open.
Oh no!
And find some poop on the inside. Ew. Okay, now we're going to pull backwards.
It's the jelly bean dispenser.
That's what dogs think. Jelly beans? Okay. That looks like the abdominal aorta. So I'm going to snip that guy. Boom. Okay, now I'm just going around, and wherever there is mesentery attached or omentum, I'm just going to kind of separate that. And then there's a hole in the diaphragm where the aorta, the vena cava, and the esophagus go through. So I need to cut through the diaphragm. Cut, cut, cut. And then there you go. That is the esophagus. And that is where the food goes. So it goes down the esophageal tube, down into the stomach, and then from there enters its long journey. So now I'm just going to plop that right out.
Oh.
Now Bunny is hollow.
He's so flat.
He's very flat. There's not much to him. So this is what's called N block, E-N-B-L-O-C. So that means we took out the organs all together in one giant block. So what we need to do is separate out the liver. So I'm going to flip it over like that. So this is what the backside looks like. You can see it's got some blood around here and there. There's the spleen. There's the stomach. And right in here, it's really hard to tell, but this part that looks like chewed up meat and spit back out, that's the pancreas. So this is pancreatic tissue that creates, for the digestive system, creates all the enzymes needed to digest the food. But for your endocrine system, it creates insulin and glucagon. No, not glucagon, insulin to help you maintain your blood sugars. Glucagon is produced by this dude over here, the liver. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snip and try to cut out the liver. But the liver is attached to the duodenum through a tube. Oh man, I am just...
You good?
I'm good. It's making my nose run.
I'm just as close as you are.
I know, but I'm cutting it up. It's going in my face.
You want me to edit this video later?
I don't care.
I will.
So here's the liver. Here's the front of the liver. There's the back of the liver, like that. So you can see it's got lots of different lobes inside. Later on, we'll get to the structure of the liver. I'm going to cut a little chunk in half, just so you can see what the inside of the liver looks like. Pretty much the same. Kind of looks like a doggy chew toy. And they actually do have livers that are kind of freeze-dried, and then you can make dog treats out of them. At my vet, this is my dog's favorite treat. Not rabbit liver, but I think lamb or something. Okay, so here's the esophagus going down into the stomach. I'm going to take the spleen. I'm going to pull the spleen off by cutting the mesentery that goes along with that. Okay, so there's a spleen. It's cute. And let's see, the pancreas. You can see there's connecting between the blood vessels, connecting between the stomach and the pancreas over here. So I'm going to pull the pancreas out. And let's see.
Do you think I could sit on the table?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it won't topple over?
No.
Yeah, I'm editing this video.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I'll add super cool background music.
Okay, so I just took out the pancreas. So now we have the end of the large intestine. So now the fun begins of trying to separate this thing without ripping it in half, because everybody is all connected by the mesentery, which makes it kind of difficult. So you just kind of have to work your way through, try to find there. Oh, that's a good one right there. So that's the mesentery. You can see the pathway for blood to go feed. Remember, that's called splanchnic circulation, where the blood goes and feeds it. But then there's veins that are right next to it. That's part of the hepatic portal system, which is going to bring the blood back up to the liver in order to get cleaned out before it gets distributed to the rest of the body. So this is why,
It looks like a leaf.
It does. This is why your intestines can never come out of you like a hose, because they're all attached at one point. But I'm going to break that attachment so that way I can pull it out and try to get the intestine as long as I possibly can, because I want you to see just how much intestine. Oh, dang it. I ripped it right there. I want you to see how much intestine is actually in here. Now, when we did the cats, this was much easier because they have carnivore guts. these are herbivore guts. Their guts are much more delicate, shall we say. And so they tend to break a little bit easier. So this is just me separating all the intestines. And then we're going to find where the small intestine turns into the large intestine. We're going to find his cecum. And then we're going to find, okay, so here's stomach. So let me separate that. Okay, so here's the beginning. Esophagus, stomach, valve, pyloric sphincter, duodenum. Okay, and then we're going to start following the duodenum. It's kind of like trying to untangle a necklace without breaking the necklace.
Really stubborn necklace.
A very stubborn necklace. Okay, and like everything kind of twists and turns and gets all tangled up with each other. So it takes a little bit of doing. And the blood vessels kind of connect everybody. Okay, we're getting there. All right.
You better not wear this like a necklace.
Oh, no, but with the cat ones, we used to jump rope with it.
What?
Yeah, because they were longer and heftier. And so we would first have a contest to see who had the longest intestines. And then certain kids would be like, can we jump rope? And I said, go for it. And so they would jump rope with it.
In your class or outside?
In my classroom. Yeah, good stuff. Okay. Well, we're getting somewhere. Oh, yeah, I wish I had goggles.
I wish you had gloves and had taken off your wedding rings.
It's not going to touch my ring. It's fine.
But you do keep touching your face.
I know, with the back of my hand. It's fine. Okay. Oh, almost there. Oh, I ripped it. Oh, no. See? There's the inside of the intestine a little bit.
Sandy.
It actually has little velvety, like, fingers on there.
That's so weird to think about.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. We are almost there. So this is all small intestine going around like this. All the way. Now we need to find, there's a little thing that looks like a finger in there. That is his appendix. They have gigantic appendices. So we need to find where the appendix joins up to the cecum. She's going to get the sound of me snorting.
Don't worry, I can edit that out. Okay, you said finger thing, and I'm like, oh, penis. Wait.
No, that's over there in the bunny. Okay. We are almost.
Okay, but that little like thing that you're holding with your left hand, or it looks like it was sewed shut, and that's why I like it.
Poops. There's little poops in there. Okay, come on. Where are we going?
Can you push the poop out for the camera?
I sure can. Come on. We can speed up this part.
Oh yeah, I was planning on it.
Fat. And lymphatic tissue.
Tasty.
Tasty indeed. I wonder if anybody's ever eaten a rabbit.
I know people have.
Poor Francisco, he has a rabbit.
Oh no. He's like, hey, I just cut up. You keep getting so many texts on the Science Olympiad.
Yeah, there's science teachers.
Oh yeah, me and Colson had a great idea.
What?
Have a giant Science Olympiad Zoom.
That'd be fun. Okay, did we get to the end of that one yet? Almost. Okay. There. Okay, large intestine.
Yeah, that part looks sewn.
Isn't it weird? Those are little pockets called hostra. And that's what makes our poops look the way they do. Why they almost. I'm so close. Yes. Okay. So, first time I dissected a bunny rabbit insides, I was like, okay, esophagus, stomach, lots and lots and lots of small intestine. And then I got here where it split off in two. And I thought, well, that's weird. I don't remember having two parts to my intestine. So I learned that because rabbits are herbivores, they have this extra pouch right here called the cecum. On humans, it's just a teeny tiny little pouch, Nothing exciting. It doesn't do anything. But in bunny rabbits, this is like cows' extra stomachs. So they ferment in here. So their food comes down, doodaloo, it goes into this bag first where it ferments. Just like a cow, you know how cows, they swallow their food and then they burp it back up, chew it, and then swallow it again and it goes to a different stomach? Well, these guys, what they do is they swallow their food, it goes down and it goes into the cecum where it hangs out in here and begins to ferment. And his appendix contains little bacteria to help out with this. So this finger, it does, looks like a pinky without a fingernail. So this guy has bacteria in there to help replenish the bacteria in here.
Is the bacteria still alive right now?
No. Oh no, it's long gone.
Oh.
Then this pre-digested kind of food is going to go down the large intestine, turn into a little pearl necklace. You can see the little, I always say it kind of looks like a little beaded necklace, but those are little bunny poops right in there. And then when they come out in the early morning super soft. So what the bunny does is he eats these poos again, and then this time it goes stomach, small intestine, but this time it bypasses the bag and goes straight out here and comes out as these solid little brown bunny raisins that you guys are used to. So since they're not ruminants like cows are, where they chew their cud, spit it back up. Instead, their way around it, poop, is to eat it twice. Ew.
How do you know if it's been pre-eaten?
Well, like here you can't tell, but if you had a bunny rabbit, you'd be able to see they have two different types of turds. So here's the inside of the large intestine. You can see it's kind of got wrinkles and folds inside. Okay, that's to help increase the surface area to absorb moisture, because all the nutrients are digested by then. Near the end, this is his rectum part of the large intestine, so it's nice and smooth. But if you get over to this part right here, you can see it looks like an accordion. Each of these little pockets is called a hostrum, or hostra for plural. And these are just little pockets that allow the food, the poo waste, to kind of circulate in each one of these for an extra period of time. It's like speed bumps. So that way you don't go too fast or else you'll get diarrhea. So having the little speed bumps in there keeps it from going too fast, and it gives you more time to slow down and absorb all the water that you can. So I'm going to open this up so you can see what that looks like.
I've seen things under your nails.
Yeah, I know. I really got to wash. So there you can see. So the little pouches, see? Blah, blah. And then you can also see the wrinkles and folds in there to really increase the surface area to make sure that it absorbs all the last chunks of water that it can. Oh, he's got like an extra fold in here. Oh yeah, it kind of went in and popped out the other side. Now the small intestine is going to look a little differently. It doesn't have the hostra, but it should have lots of little fingers and wrinkles inside. So, like, see the little, kind of looks velvety. So those are little fingers called villi. And the villi, again, increase the surface area so that way you can really absorb the most out of your food as possible. In some areas, probably not on him, but in humans, we have these things called plica, which are folds. And again, those are like speed bumps that just slows down the food from going through too fast. Ooh, he's got some good wrinkles in there. So those are the villi. Those are the little fingers to increase absorption. Now the stomach is chunky. There's something in there. His food.
I don't want to see it.
It's kind of gross. Don't worry, I won't touch it.
You're gonna touch it.
Blah!
Ew.
That looks like his poo. That's because that's probably what he ate beforehand. He probably ate his morning poo. And this is all just grass, hay, rabbit food, and poo. And then inside the stomach, since it's distended, it's kind of hard to tell, but there's wrinkles and stuff in here. So your stomach also has little wrinkles to help increase the absorptive properties of it.
Blech.
Let's take a look inside the
Finger.
inside the appendix. Let's see what we got going on inside there. Because why the heck not? We've got, there's more poo in there. Or food product. But it's kind of cool. Just the cut edge of it. That's kind of cool looking. Right there. Looks like it's got columns or something. So that's the inside of that guy. What else can we cut open? Okay, we did large, we did, oh, I touched it. Small.
I told you would.
Let's check out the spleen. Let's take a look at this spleen. Ugh, looks like dried blood. It's pretty much because that's what it is. And let's look at a kidney. Snip. All right, so here's a kidney. And so he's got a little bag around him. That's his visceral peritoneum. Okay, he's got, cute, look at his little ureter. That's where the urine comes out. Got some blood vessels, some fat around it. So what we're gonna do, ooh, blade would be better for this one. We're gonna slice, do a nice little cross section. Pop them open like a book. Ta-da! And so we're not gonna get into kidney structure, but this is the outer portion. This is the inner portion right here. This is called the calyx. This is where all the urine collects before it goes down into the tube. But yeah, this is very common, typical kidney appearance. So he has no problems, no diseases. Oh, there's the visceral peritoneum. So that's the bag that covers. Remember how we said there's a thin layer of serosa that covers each organ? That's that. Kind of looks like I'm peeling some dead skin off of him.
We got a sunburn.
Yes, he did on the inside. So without it, with it, not much different. But that's just the layer, the double layer bag that sits on all the organs. And it's really satisfying to pull off. All right, anything else we should cut up while we're here?
Pee-pee.
Let's find his pee-pee. Oh, I can feel his ribs cracking. Okay, let's see. This is a young one, so this is not going to be nearly as thrilling as I thought it would be.
Not pee-pee thrilling?
He will not have big pee-pees, but we can start to see down, that is the spermatic cord. So that's going to go down into his little testicular sac. And then we just pull. Ta-da! So that's part of the urinary tract. And then this is his cutie little testicle. It's so tiny and small. So there's one testicle. We can my twiggenberries. Okay, where's this other one?
He only has one.
There we go. There's the other one. I kind of sliced into it a little bit.
That one looks so much thicker than the other one.
Slice. There we go. So you can see there's the testicle. This is probably part of, actually, that's the vas deferens. That's where the sperm goes up and then out his little wee-wee, which is, where's his wee-wee? It's hiding in here. All right, men, you may want to look away now. This is not going to be pretty.
I'm giving him a vasectomy.
But we are going to try to find his baculum, which is his penis bone. See if we can find it tucked away. Give him a little haircut.
Around his butthole.
No, this is still his penis. So there's his little penis inside here. It's completely surrounded.
We're completely surrounded, boys.
And there's his cutie little penis right there. And I can't feel the bone in there. Maybe he doesn't have one or it's too small. Maybe it hasn't grown in yet.
I think by doing this, you've made all the boys who are going to watch this just, oh.
They all cringed, grabbed their crotches. Sorry,
Are you
dudes.
still there?
No, I do feel something in there. There's something. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just going to slice it right off like that.
Smooth.
Oh, cool. You can even see the tubes. Nice. Hold on. So you probably learned in health about the corpus cavernosum and the corpus spongiosum. So these two little guys right there, that's the corpus spongiosum, and that's the corpus cavernosum. That's where the sperm and the urine comes out of. These two are just blood-filled chambers to increase the size and the girth of said member. So now, see if I can find, oh no, there's something hard in there, but I can't get it out. Yeah, the bone is in there. I just can't get it out. It's too tiny. And so there was his pee-pee. It's all gone now. There it is. All right, I think we cut up pretty much everything that we can except for the head. So we'll save the head for a later date if we end up getting to the nervous system or not. All right, I'm gonna go wash my hands now. Bye.